Hey Gemini, welcome to your Imposter Syndrome reading. If you are feeling out of sorts, feeling a little bit doubtful about how amazing you are, keep watching. We're going to get to the root of it. So we're going to start first by pulling a couple of oracle cards just to see what energy surrounds you. And the first card that we have out for you is Ishtar, Boundaries. Love yourself enough to say no to others, demands on your time and energy. Let's pull another and see what else is happening for my Gemini collective. For my Geminis, we have Seer, see beyond the current situation. So, for my Geminis out there, what it feels like is that there's an energy surrounding you where you may feel a little bit out of control, like you don't really have dominion over the situation that's around you. So it could be that people are putting demands on your time, on your energy, on your finances. And there's this sort of thought that, well, there's nothing I can do about it. I have to do this for one reason or another. Maybe you don't want to rock the boat. Maybe you feel in some way obligated to someone else. But it feels like Spirit is telling you right now that it is time for you to assert your boundaries and to maybe stop doing things that you aren't necessarily comfortable with, things that don't make you feel good inside. So thinking about what it is that you want for yourself and what it is that you want out of your life's journey. And sometimes you're going to have to sort of put up those hard stops, especially when people don't sort of acknowledge the warning shots that you put out there. Like, hey, I'm not good with this. I'm not comfortable. This is not what I want. It's almost like you're throwing those signals and people just keep going. And I think in some ways, Gemini, you might be allowing it. So I think that it might be important for you to look at the bigger picture. And that bigger picture is what you want to accomplish and what you want and need from other people, and set your boundaries accordingly. So let's get into some tarot and see what other messages Spirit has for you. So starting out with why you're feeling this way. Why are you feeling like a little bit of an imposter? And we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So the Queen of Pentacles is someone who almost gives off an Empress type energy. They may be not as nurturing, but they are very, very stable in life. And so you have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. It feels like your foundation is a little bit shaky right now. And it almost feels as though you think that what you're giving is never going to be enough for these people who are asking whatever it is from you. And I think that for a lot of you, it has to do with finances or material things, access to experiences or other people or situations. And so it almost feels as though you're in a place right now where it's never going to be enough, ever, ever, ever. And we have the Eight of Wands in reverse to clarify. So it feels like right now there's a sense of you not being able to move forward with your life because there are these incessant demands that are put upon you from other people. And it's almost a situation where you know that you are meant to do more, you know that you're meant to be more, but you're sort of stuck in this place of other people's expectations for you. And it's kind of like, that's not the role that I want to play. This is not what I was put on this earth for. So why exactly am I here right now? So what do you need to acknowledge about yourself in this situation? And wow, we have a lot of cards that came out for you. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse, the Lovers, and we also have the Hermit. So starting with the Knight of Cups, this is an energy of someone who is a little bit more than an apprentice. They're not quite naive. They're getting their experience when it comes to their emotional side. And it almost feels as though you are sort of you're leaning a little bit more on your emotions rather than your logic when it comes to interacting with these people who are demanding so much of you. And so it feels like there's a little bit of an inability for you to, sort of I don't want to say ignore your feelings, but to look at things from a more logical perspective. There seems to be a little bit of over emotional attachment to these people and situations that's not allowing you to move forward in a way that's more rational and more reasonable. And I think that you're doing your best with the Lover's card to try to see things eye to eye with other people, to try and get to some common ground. But the fact of the matter is that people continue to use, and I think in some cases, abuse your kindness and your willingness to try to work with them. And with the Hermit card, it feels like Spirit is saying that deep down, I think you recognize that you need to sort of take a step back and go through a little bit of your life by yourself without these distractions, without these demands from other people. The Hermit is someone who is on a journey of self. They're trying to figure out their path forward. They're trying to figure out the lessons that they need to learn in life so that they can progress to the next step. And so I think acknowledging your need for a little bit of solitude so that you can find clarity moving forward is going to be important for you. So how can you sort of stop this pattern, getting out of this place? We have the Five of Pentacles clarified by Judgment in reverse. So forgive my language, Gemini, but I feel like Spirit is saying that now is the time for you to not give a flying fuck about what other people think. So the Five of Pentacles is really about a sense of lack. It's being on the outside looking in. And it feels as though in your particular situation, Gemini, that there is this fear that you are going to be left alone, that you are going to be without people, without your tribe in your life if you don't continue giving. That's not necessarily the case, is not what I feel. And even if you do start asserting your boundaries and, people who are currently in your life, who are currently sort of using you for everything that you have to offer, it doesn't necessarily mean that there won't be other people who come into your life who appreciate your gifts and are more than happy to reciprocate, so that there's an equal give and take and not just you giving all of the time. And we have that clarified by Judgment in reverse. So Judgment is exactly what it says, right? It's sort of judging, making a determination. And I think in your case, Gemini, that it's really a sort of a focus on how people view you. And having this card in reverse, it's like, that doesn't matter. These people right now that are causing you this stress, that's causing you this anxiety, there's something bigger and better out there for you. So right now, it feels like you're not seeing beyond the current circumstances where everybody's taking from you and not giving back. There's something more out there for you. So how can you get out of this pattern? What is it that you can do, an action that you can take to get out of this? We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. There seems to be a little bit of resistance to changing your circumstances or changing the way that you interact or engage with other people. And we saw that here, right? That there might be a little bit of a fear of being left out or not acknowledged or recognized or not included in some way, shape, or form. And so that resistance is causing you to just sort of let people run over you. So Gemini, the first big step that you can take is to stop resisting the change that you feel. There's a sense of discomfort that you're experiencing, and we have that clarified with the High Priestess. This is a card of knowing. So your intuition is already telling you that this is not the path that you want to be on. This does not feel good. This is not comfortable for you. So why are you resisting your sort of impulse to set these boundaries and do what you know is right for yourself? That's something that you might need to think about a little bit more. Now, a message that you need to hear from Spirit, we have the King of Cups. This is someone who is very strong. They are very much in control of their emotions. Where we saw over here with the Knight of Cups in reverse, this is someone who sort of purely acts on their feelings, right? They don't want to hurt anybody. They don't want to do the wrong thing. They're worried about how people will view them. All emotional things. But the King of Cups is someone who has achieved mastery of their feelings. And they're going to pour love into themselves, regardless of what other people think, regardless of what other people are doing. And we have the Three of Swords to clarify. So, will there be disappointment? Yes, there will be. But I think that you pouring that love and that energy back into yourself will be part of your healing process. So don't worry so much about the disappointment. There is an opportunity here for you to reshape your life. There's an opportunity here for you to set the boundaries that you know you need and those boundaries that you deserve. So yes, people will be disappointed. And I think, Gemini, you will be disappointed in other people in equal measure. But the most important thing is for you to love yourself enough. Oh God. Yeah. So we have that in boundaries, right? Pouring that energy back into yourself, loving yourself enough to do what's right for you. So why are you deserving of all of this goodness? Why are you deserving of this life that you want? We have the Queen of Swords and we also have Temperance in reverse. This has been a long time coming. And the Queen of Swords is very much an assertive energy. This is someone who has their boundaries intact. They have their boundaries in place. They're not taking anything. They're not taking no guff from nobody. And I think that at this point, you have gotten to the place where you're getting fed up with always sort of bowing to other people's expectations, always putting their needs in front of you. That's not who you are. That's not who you want to be. That's not the life that you have envisioned for yourself. So the best way for you to get out of that, Gemini, is to look at setting those strong boundaries about what you're willing to do, what you're not willing to do, what you're willing to accept, and what you're not willing to accept. That will break you out of this cycle. So you don't have to play nice strictly for the sake of others. Make sure that you consider yourself too. So that's what I got for you guys. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one.